Thank Mork, it's Friday. Welcome back to another Thank Mork, it's Friday. Today we've got quite a busy show actually. We've got a few things to show from the community page, and we've also got our beer to try as well. This one came in as a special request from Gork himself, old Josh from Crown of Command. He reckons this is his favourite beer. Had to go out on the interweb to find it. It is a German beer, and it is called Paulaner Munchenhell, and it's a Munich lager. There you go. And I even got a glass that come with it. How about that? So Oktoberfest. So we've got our glass, we've got our beer. Should we give it a go? As a little side note, I didn't give the beer from last week a rating, which was the neck oil, and I think I should give that around about between a 5 and a 6. It's a standard beer. It's nice. You can drink it when you're on a night out, but it's probably not something you want to just have all the time. So let's try our new beer. Let's see what it pours like, shall we? So far, after the last German beer, I'm expecting good things from this. Okay, so this is a lager, so I don't normally drink lagers, so it's going to be interesting to see how this goes down for me. It's got a nice colour. See it? Okay, right. Cheers, Josh. Let's try your favourite beer, shall we? That is a nice lager. That is a nice lager. I'm not normally a lager drinker. I normally like IPAs or ales personally, but this is nice. What I'm really liking about the German beers, and I've not been a German beer drinker, but these are the first sort of German beers I've ever really tried. What I really like about them is that they taste clean. Now I know they have very stringent brewing laws in Germany, but it almost tastes good for you. If that's the only way I can describe it. It almost tastes like it could be good for you. Really nice beer. This is a 4.9% alcohol, so yeah, it's of a reasonable strength, nearly 5. 5 I think is always for me optimum. It's about right. It's got a nice smooth finish to it. You're not left with a horrible aftertaste or anything like that. Obviously it tastes like a lager, but I think the best way I can put it is it tastes like a lager, but it tastes clean and it's smooth. So yeah, Josh, a really nice recommendation. Very good beer. If I'm going to give this a rating, I'll go an 8 out of 10. It's not quite into a 9, mainly because I probably wouldn't choose it because it's a lager. I'd go for the wheat beer. Funny enough, I've got the wheat beer version of this, so maybe we'll try that next week and we'll see how that stacks up. So that is the beer of the week. So recommended, try yourself one. So that brings us to the community section of Thank Mork, it's Friday. And last week I didn't really have that many to show, but this week I've been inundated, so it's lovely. So you guys have answered my call, so I've got a few things to show you here. So let's start then. So first one is from a Jez Hunt, and I love this. This is what gaming is all about. Take your miniatures outside and put them next to a toadstool. You can't go wrong. I mean, for one, you've got an amazing garden, some amazing sort of shrubs and things growing around. So the photography is brilliant. I love it, and the paint jobs are fantastic. I'd love to know where you got these miniatures from, because you say they're not old Hammer miniatures. That does not matter. They are beautiful miniatures, and they're painted very nicely. So please leave a comment if you do watch this, Jez, and let us know what range they're from. I'm sure people will be very interested. So yeah, well done, and thank you for sharing. Second on the list, then we've got Stone Horse Gaming, the regular, as always. Thank you, mate, for putting your pictures up onto my YouTube channel. And we have got some Empire, which he is doing for his Call of the Crown submission. So he's getting through his handgunners by the looks of things, going for a blue and grey scheme, which I can't tell you what house that is. I'm sure Stone Horse he'll put in the comments exactly what house they're from, or state, whatever. I'm not very familiar with the Empire terminology, but they're looking great, mate. So keep going. We've only got a couple of weeks left, so you want to crack on with them, mate. And he's also got his dwarf army laid out as well for his War Master, which looks fantastic, and it looks even better now he's based it with a bit of polyfiller. Honestly, the polyfiller is the only way to do basing for War Master. You've got to hide that integral base, and it looks so much better. So once they're painted in as well, they'll look great, mate. So thank you very much. We've got then Half Mile Duck, and Half Mile Duck was been doing some blending to his banner for his Goblin Banner Man. Really nice, mate, really nice. And funnily enough, this you'll see in a little bit, this is what today's show is going to be about, blending. So really apt, and you've done a really good job there. Really like the gradient on that, so keep going, keep practicing. I think the only way you can get better at blending, and it's just for everyone, is just to keep doing it. Don't be scared of it. It's something not to be scared of, because it can really up your level of painting if you can start cracking that out. So well done, Half Mile Duck, really good work, and thank you for sharing. Next on, we've got the Emperor Jim. So I think maybe a couple of weeks ago he posted his Bretonnian Knight on Foot, and I think it was half painted at the time. It looks like he's now finished, and it looks gorgeous. It's making me want to go back to my Bretts. I can't, because I'm doing Call of the Crown. I can't do it, but damn, I'm missing my Bretonnians now. I've had a bit of time off of them, and I'm thinking, bugger, I want to get back on them, but no, I'm going to stay focused. So Emperor Jim, mate, good work. It looks so good, and I think I even comment on some of your Instagram posts about that. I really enjoy looking at your stuff. So good stuff, mate. Well done. We've even got more. So we're still going, guys. We've got Kraken's Wake again. So thank you so much for posting your progress with these Chaos Dwarves. They looking brilliant, mate. I mean, honestly, top marks. They're so nice, and I think someone mentioned it before on one of our posts with these guys in, with the you got the black beards and you got one ginger beard. It just looks really good. I'm really impressed. Chaos Dwarfs, they're a funny faction for me. They're not. I really like the aesthetic of them, but they're not an army that I'd ever sort of think about painting. So it's really nice to see other people do it. And I can definitely see the draw to them, and you've done a lovely job, mate. So well done. And then finally, we've got one more, and that is historical doppelgangers, epic orcs, and he's just looks like he's adding to his force. He's got some battle wagons, and is it a giblet grind, or I think it's a giblet grinder he's got on there, or one of the two chassis that make that machine. And he's also got his pulsar rockets, mate, and some squigs as well. Looking really great, mate. Honestly, Epic's just amazing. I love to see as much Epic as possible. So it's really good to see you doing that, mate. Please, can you share a picture of the army? I'd love to see your Epic Orc army. because as a fellow Epic Orc Army collector myself, I'm always intrigued to see how other people collect and what they have in their Orc Army. So please do that if you can. Maybe for the next show. Just a thought there, mate. So brilliant work. So guys, thank you so much for those contributions to the channel, the community channel. It's just nice to look at, and it motivates me. It makes me want to do more gaming. Makes me want to do more hobby. It's brilliant, and I really enjoy sharing it with the wider audience. Hopefully, whoever watches this, you know. So yeah, thank you so much for doing that. So what have I been up to? And of course, I've been up to my Call of the Crown challenge. I've been working quite hard on it, actually. I've been doing quite a bit of work this week on it. It's obviously the skeletons, the skeleton warriors, and I've mainly been doing the non-metallic metals for the weapons and helmets and stuff like that. They're wearing all the metal bits, which is going to be what I'm going to take you down to the bench and have a little look at. So basically, I'm going to have a little run through how I do my blending in terms of my wet blending to get the sort of non-metallic metal effect in a quick manner. So it's not it's a bit rough and dirty. It's not it's by no means is it how you win a golden demons. But if you want that nice, I really enjoy that non-metallic metal effect on a mass rank battle unit. And you don't want to do it spending 10 hours on one man trying to do non-metallic metals perfectly. So this is just a real cheap, quick, nasty way of doing it that gives you that effect, but at the same time spending minimal amount of time doing it. So let's go down to the desk and we'll have a look at how I do that. And before we do that, I'm going to have a bit more of this. Cheers, Josh. Yeah, that's good, mate. That's good. Okay, so we are back at the table, and I've been slowly moving on with the skeletons. So I'm now starting to add these the non-metallic metals to the little skeleton guys. And today we're going to just have a little look at how I do my non-metallic metals and blending for that, because I think this is something that can sometimes scare people and don't want to try it, and it's actually easier than it looks, because especially if you're not going for a sort of a competitive painted miniature, you're just going for something that looks nice on the tabletop. You don't need to go too far, and it is relatively simple. So I'm going to paint this guy's axe, and just sort of show you how I go about doing that. So to achieve this look, I use two paints. I'm using a dark sea blue from Vallejo model color and an ice yellow from Vallejo model color again. I find these two give quite a nice, like, sort of a oldie metal look. But you can use anything. You can use greys and whites, or you could even use reds and whites, or different colors, or so depending on what color sort of metal you're looking for, or and if you're doing golds, you'd use more sort of khaki colors. And so this is what I'm using for this. So top of that, a bit of this, running out. It's a nice colour this as well. I need to get some more of this. Okay. So basically, to achieve this effect, I'm going to wet blend. That's how I'm going to do it. Now, if you want to, and it's a bit of a combination of wet blending and some glazing. The glazing at the end just helps to smooth out the transitions. Okay, and wet blending is one of those techniques that, like I say, people are quite scared of doing and won't try it. But it's a really good skill to have. So some of those very good painters out there pretty much exclusively paint with wet blending. It's not something I do. I'm much more of a layer kind of painter. I generally layer and then glaze is generally what I do. So I don't often wet blend. So it's not my favourite thing to do. But a lot of painters out there, very good ones, exclusively use wet blending. I mean, if you watch Josh over at the Crown of Command, when you watch him paint, he pretty much exclusively wet paints, and he's just putting layer upon layer upon layer quite quickly, and that's how he gets his real nice blends and nice effects. So he's always using wet blending most of the time, not all the time, but that is like that seems to be his predominant form of painting technique. And there's many others that do exactly the same. Just using Josh as an example there. So first thing is I'm going to get the dark sea blue. I'm just going to base coat the axe head. Okay, so we've got it base coated. It's quite a good idea to get your paints out on the palette ready when you're wet blending, because you want to work relatively quickly. So I've gone round and you can see the paint is still wet. You want to work whilst it's wet. You don't want to work when it gets tacky. Okay, so my first thing then, I'm going to come in with my first highlight as such. Something like that. And I'm just going to go, take the path as to what I want to cover. So I want to cover probably something like that. And just keep blending it in. And I'll just turn it around. I'll get the other side. Okay. Right, then we just simply add a bit more. No need to rinse out the brush. Do it again. Try and keep those brush strokes going the same way. And again, working quickly. Lighten it up a bit more. On the other side. Okay, and probably one more just to get the final end of the axe. Probably a bit too much on my brush. Okay. So I've got that. Applied the paint. I'll rinse out my brush. And now I want to just feather it out a little bit, work with it. So this is where it gets a little bit messy here, but it's worth doing, just blending. Sometimes pulling it from each angle. Okay, can you see that? Just blending it in. Quickly work over to the other side. Just blending it in. Okay, then you take stock. Blend's not very good on there. I come back in with a lighter. So again, sort of working pretty quickly. Let's get some light back in there. Probably want to just do a little bit the same here. Okay, same principle. Come back, just pull that out. Okay, same again this side, just try and pull that out. So this is with a clean brush. Okay. So we're getting, I think this side's slightly nicer, but you know, again, this is where I mean, I don't worry so much about the finish. You know, it's not going to be a competition piece. So if the blend's not perfect, it doesn't really matter, you know, and that's I think that's key. I think it's really key. You can get bogged down worrying about it being perfect, but this is just a rank and file character. Yeah, again, just blend that out, bring them over, just blend that out a little bit. Okay, so there's my basic blend. You know, like, it's not perfect, but we have our next trick now. Once we've done our wet blending, I'll just finish off the top bit around here as well, and then once I come back, we'll have, and it's dry, we'll have a look at our next phase, which is going to be the glazing, which will then hopefully sort out those blends a bit better, and I'll call that one done. Okay, so it's dry now, and now we want to try and enhance these blends a little bit. And if I want to maybe make it more contrasty, which really is the idea of non-metallic metals. So, but like I say, we're not trying to win anything here. So what I want to do is make a couple little glazes. So bit of paint, bit of water, and you want to get it so it runs into the crevices of your skin, like something like that. There, you know, you've got about the right consistency for a wash. For a glaze. Once you've got that, dab the brush, wick the brush off, go to a paper towel, so you've not got much on your brush, and then, because I'm using the darkest tone, I want to go from light to dark, because that's where the pigment will be dropped off by the brush. I'm just going to go light to dark like this. And you can see straight away that it helps to blend. Same this side. Okay, and then the top, just doing the top there. Bring that down. let that dry. Shouldn't take long because it's only a glaze. Once that's dry, we'll do the next one. And it's a matter of, it's a case of just doing as many glazes as you like. Again, competition pieces, if someone's doing a competition piece, they'll be glazing for hours until we get the perfect blend. I'm not going to do that. I mean, I might just do it like once, like that, just to give it a bit of just to smooth it a little bit. And now I'm going to create a lighter blend, lighter glaze. One bit of blue in it. Currently, I don't think there's much contrast in the blend there. So again, just checking your glaze. Is it about right? Wick it all pretty much all off. And then from here, I want to start probably sort of central line. I don't want to glaze down into the light area. And build up there so you can get it's making it lighter. So what you find is you might have to do a couple of little transitions. Just going to come in with a darker glaze again. Smooth out this transition a bit. We're getting there. Just need to let it dark. Just let it. I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'll come back in with a dark glaze again. I want to just get it darker in the recesses here, and then I'll call that. I'll call that done once that. So I'll come back once that's dry, and I'll show you the results, and then I'll just do my lining just to sort of finish off. Okay, so I've just gone back over it with a bit more dark, so just to give it a bit more transition from the light into the dark recesses. So yeah, I think it's come out quite well. That's good enough for me. So now I just want to accentuate the edges, so I get a nice light blue. That's why I wick most of it off to get control. And I just want to very gently just line in the edges. Okay, and just to finish it off, I like to do some crisscross patterns on the blade. Sort of mimicking some sort of scars in the mimicking some scars in the metal. Very gently just where a sharp brush comes in handy. This one's slowly going on me now. Using my hands to steady myself.
And that's a good little trick, really. It's little details like that that can just take your eye away from any blends that weren't quite right. And then what I like to do, where the light's going to be hitting the most, a little stippling effect. Too much there. Just there you go. I called him done. Well, call the axe head done there. That'll do me for a rank and file bod. So that is how I do my non-metallic metals / wet blending and a little bit of glazing. So hopefully that's been of use. And if you're someone who doesn't like to do this or hasn't tried it because it seems hard, just give it a go, because at the end of the day, if it goes wrong, you can just paint over it again. You can just base coat it again and do it the way you'd like to do it. But it's worth giving it a go, because it's actually not that hard, and it can be quite quick as well. So I keep using Josh from Crown of the Commanders as an example, but he's a very quick painter because he's wet blending all the time. He's getting his blends straight away. He's not layering, then coming back and waiting for it to dry, then layering. He's getting it as he's going with the painting process. So it's a nice technique to learn. It's a technique that I'm still, I'm still a student of. Absolutely. Like I say, wet blending it's not my favorite thing, but it can give you the results that you need in a quick amount of time. And once it's mixed in with glazing, you can get some really nice results. So hopefully that has been of interest. All right, guys, cool. I'll catch you in a sec.
So there you go. That's how I do my wet blending or glazing or blends for my non-metallic metal weapons and stuff like that on a unit for Warhammer. Just keeping it simple. And if it's something that you've never tried or don't like the idea of doing because it seems hard, honestly, it's not. And you're not going for Golden Demon effects. Just give it a go. It really can, in my opinion, can make the unit stand out from units that are painted in true metallics. I just really like the effect. So yeah, give it a go. It's good fun. It's a nice thing to learn. Who knows? It might upskill your painting skills if it's something that you've not tried before. So yeah, please give that a go. So guys, with that, that's really all we've got time for today. Thank you for all those who commented and posted onto the community chat page for my YouTube channel. It just really helps. It's like I say earlier, it gives me a lot of motivation. So please carry on doing that. Please throw in what you're doing currently at the moment. I always want to see. And again, as I always say, there is the Discord below. There's a little link in the description. Come over and you can chat to me at any time, and you can also put up pictures of what you're up to in the Discord if you don't want to see it plastered on a public viewed channel. So yeah, by all means, come and see me in there. Also, if you've watched this all the way through and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. It really helps, and it helps any YouTube channel really. So yeah, so if you've bothered to watch it this far, please hit that subscribe button. But other than that, guys, I'm going to finish this beer, which I'm really enjoying. and I do recommend. So just one more time, I'll just give you what that one was. This is courtesy of Josh from Crown of Command. So I'll be trying the wheat beer maybe next week. So yeah. Cheers guys, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.